everybody, my name is Lily and this is my dad Shane.
Hi.
He works at City of Swan Libraries and this is my brother Luke.
Hi.
Hi, and welcome back to our reading of The Hobbit. This is episode 5. We are still on chapter 1, The Unexpected Party, and Gandalf has just given everyone a very severe telling off because they were doubting whether Bilbo would make a very good burglar or not. Now, Bilbo, my boy, fetch the lamp, and let's have a little light on this. On the table, in the light of a big lamp, with a red shade, he spread a piece of parchment, rather like a map. "This was made by Thror, your grandfather, Thorin," he said in answer to the dwarves' excited questions. "It is a plan of the mountain." "I don't see that this will help us much," said Thorin, disappointedly, after a glance. "I remember the mountain well enough, and the lands about it, and I know where Mirkwood is, and the withered heath, where the great dragons bred." "There is a dragon marked in red on the mountain," said Balin, "but it will be easy enough to find him without that, if ever we arrive there." "There is one point that you haven't noticed," said the wizard, "and that is the secret entrance. You see that rune on the west side, and the hand pointing to it from the other runes? That marks a hidden passage to the lower halls. Look at the map at the beginning of this book, and you will see there the runes in red. Oh, look, there it is. Can you see that?
Where is it?
So there it is. There's an entrance. That's the main entrance, but there's a secret entrance. I don't know where they are at the moment, but this isn't making very good television.
It's confusing.
We'll look at that afterwards. Alright, there's a dragon marked in red. It may have been secret once, said Thorin, but how do we know that it is secret any longer? Old Smaug has lived there long enough now to find out anything there is to know about those caves. He may, but he can't have used it for years and years. Why? Because it is too small. 5 feet high, the door, and 3 may walk abreast, say the runes, but Smaug could not creep into a hole that size, not even when he was a young dragon. Certainly not after devouring so many of the dwarves and men of Dale. Do you want to read now?
Dad, Jake's stuck in the curtains again.
The dog's stuck in the curtains. Don't worry, he's fine. We're going to keep reading.
I got him.
It seems a great big hole to me, squeaked Bilbo, who had no experience of dragons and only of hobbit holes. He was getting excited and interested again, so that he forgot to keep his mouth shut. He loved maps, and in his hall there hung a large one of the country round with all of his favourite walks marked on it in red ink. How could such a large door be kept secret from everybody outside, apart from the dragon? He asked. He was only a little hobbit, you must remember, in lots of ways, said Gandalf. But in what way this one has been hidden, we don't know without going to see. From what it says on the map, I should guess that there is a closed door which has been made to look exactly like the side of the mountain. That is the usual dwarves' method. I think that is right, isn't it? Quite right, said Thorin. Also, went on Gandalf, I forgot to mention that with the map went a key, a small and curious key. Here it is, he said. He handed to Thorin a key with a long barrel and intricate
Yep.
wards. silver. Keep it safe. Indeed I will, said Thorin, and he fastened it upon a fine chain that hung about his neck and under his jacket. Now things began to look more hopeful. This news alters them much for the better. So far we have had no clear idea what to do. We thought of going east as quiet and careful as we could as far as the long lake. After that, the trouble would begin. Oh, Hobbit, if you want.
Yep.
A long time before that, if I know anything about the roads east interrupted Gandalf, we might go from there up along the river running, went on Thorin, taking notice. And so the ruins of Dale, the old town in the valley, there, under the shadow of the mountain. But we none of us.
Yeah, it's funny words, isn't it?
Yeah.
But we none of us like the idea of the front gate.
Yeah, what he said. The river runs right out of it through the great cliff at the south of the mountain, and out of it comes the dragon too. For too often, unless he has changed his habits. That would be no good, said the wizard, not without a mighty warrior, even a hero. I tried to find one, but warriors are busy fighting one another in distant lands, and in the neighborhood, heroes are scarce, or simply not to be found. Swords in these parts are mostly blunt, and axes are used for trees and shields as candles or dish covers. The dragon was comfortably far off, and therefore legendary. Where do I go to?
Yeah, just go to the end of the paragraph. It's about there.
Where?
That's
No
there.
way.
No, not that far.
When?
So that is why, I'll tell you when.
That is why I started on burglary, especially when I remembered
The existence
the existence of a side door. And here is our little Bilbo Baggins, the burglar, the chosen and selected burglar. So now let's get on and make some plans.
Perfect. Now, Luke's turn. Very well then, said Thorin.
Very well then, said Thorin. Supposing the burglar expert give us some ideas or suggestions. He turned mock politeness to Bilbo. First, I should like to know a bit more about things, said he, feeling all confused and a bit shaky inside, but so far, still tookishly determined to go on with things. I mean, about the golden dragon and all that, and how it got there, and who it belongs to, and so on and further. Bless me, said Thorin. Haven't you got a map? And didn't you hear our song? And haven't we been talking about all this for hours? All the same, I should like it all plain and clear, said he obstinately, putting on his business manner, usually reserved for people who tried to borrow money off him, and doing his best to appear wise and prudent,
yeah.
and professional, and live up to Gandalf's recommendation. Also, I should like to know about risks, out-of-pocket expenses, time required, and remuneration.
That means what he's going to get paid.
And so forth. By which he meant, what am I going to get out of it? Am I going to come back alive? Oh, very well.
Oh, now it's 10 minutes. We probably better leave it there.
Okay.
What do you reckon?
Yeah.
Okay, Bilbo's asking questions about what he's going to get paid. What am I going to get out of it? We look forward to seeing you tomorrow night. See ya. Have a good night.
Bye.
See ya.